y'all, I wanted to come on here and show y'all real life what it looks like to need something more with your hair. And when I mean something more, or when I say something more, I mean like a deep conditioner, a clarifying, a trim. And I'm just going to share with you some things I look for when it's time for either of those things. So I'm getting ready to do like a good hair care day type treatment, and I just wanted to show you what it's like. So that's why I'm coming on here looking real like I just got done working out, because I did earlier. So this is my hair, and I know it needs something, and so this is why I'm going to take a little extra care with it this time around. And so the first thing I look for when I know that it's time for my hair to be trimmed are the ends. So as you can see, like anytime it starts to get see-through like this, I'm like, okay, it needs to be trimmed. This hair has to go. Or if I have my hair in like some twist or something and the ends are not curling, or they're thinner than the rest of my hair, then I know it's time for a trim. So that's what to look for when you know it's time for a trim. The second thing you want to look for when you need something different is the way that your hair is absorbing product. So I know that once my hair stops absorbing products the way that it normally does, or it stops reacting the way it normally does, then I know it's time for a clarifying wash of some sort. So there are clarifying shampoos, build-up products, etc., but I like to just go back to the roots, okay, and take it back to all the way with some apple cider vinegar mixed with water. And I like to just use that to clarify my hair. I will show you this, but I like to take a spray bottle and spray it down the strands of my hair when my hair is in sections. And then this is the best way for me just to make sure that each section is getting clarified and each section is going to be able to come back to life. The third thing I look for is if my roots are starting to get tangled easily. No matter the amount of moisture, no matter the amount of detangling I've done, then I know that it's time for one, to remove the buildup. Two, my scalp needs to be clean. My scalp needs to be hydrated, because it basically just means that the product is not going through. And I can show you this here. Like right here, it's really dry, it's really tangled, and it's just not fun. And so although all week I've been applying product on it and I've been moisturizing it, it's just not taking the product that I know that the way that I know it can. So this is when I'm like, okay, I need to do a deeper treatment. And then also when you know you need a clarifying apple cider vinegar rinse in particular, is when you wet your hair and the water just does not absorb in your hair the way that it should. And I would say that this is the same with a trim. Like once your hair stops absorbing the products the way that it usually does, then you know it's time to trim, clarify, and bring your hair back to life. The fourth, I think, thing to look for if you need like a good deep conditioner is if your hair is just feeling really dry all week. Even though you just washed and moisturized and styled, if it's still feeling dry, or if it's not curling, then you know you need to do a deep conditioning mask, whether that is a protein mask or a moisturizing mask. And I believe, no, I don't. Okay, so there is a difference between protein and moisture, and one of the main things for protein is when it starts to look really dry and dull, and it's just not styling the way that I wanted to style. Talk about, it's just the signs to look for when you either need a trim, a deep conditioner, or a clarifying. So I really hope this video was helpful. I'm going to be showing you some clips of how I personally trim my own ends, And I really just do it this way because it's just easier for me. I know my hair, I feel comfortable cutting off as much as I want to cut off. And so I do the curl by curl method, which takes a little bit longer than just like a usual trim, because I'm sitting here and I'm taking each section of my hair, taking each of the curls and trimming them off. So that could just take some time, and so I'll be sure to show you that. Then I'm going to be doing a clarifying wash with the apple cider vinegar. I'm going to be doing a protein treatment, deep conditioning treatment, and this is just going to bring my hair back to life. And so I'm going to be sure to come back and show you. So this is the before. So let me go do my thing and I'll be back. Okay, so I forgot to mention that you can also pre-poo when you are getting ready to do anything or use a product that's a little bit more harsh. So I'm going to be pre-pooing my hair with this Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle Conditioner, because the apple cider vinegar is going to be a little bit rough, and although I do want it to remove any buildup, I don't necessarily want it to strip all of my oils that I need. And then I have two masks here, but I think I'm going to be using this one, but there's only a little bit left in this one, and I'm nervous that I may run out. So if I do, I'll be sure to try to use at least some on each section, or I may just go ahead and use this one. It's great though. It's a great hydrating product and it will get the job done, so I may just use this one instead. I can't decide. I really wanted to do a protein treatment and I need one, but I'm clearly out of this. So I'll let you know what I decided once I'm done, but I just wanted to get back on here and show you that. And I will be showing you, let me just actually go ahead and show you right now. You want to split these into 2 or into 4 sections. And then this is how you'll be able to really focus on each. So there's 2 ways you can trim your ends. I think I'm gonna give myself a good trim, so take off at least 1 inch, depending on the curl, but I'm just gonna go ahead and neglect. And although I'm gonna do all these things to my hair, I also need to make sure that I'm eating and getting the proper amount of nutrition in my body as well, so then that it can flourish my hair. So let's go ahead and put these away. And then you can either do this dry, just by looking at each curl, being like, okay. But I'm just gonna do it damp with some of the TT. I'm gonna do a combination, so I'm gonna pre-poo and trim my ends at the same time. So let me get everything I need for that and I'll be back. So what I need is some water, because you don't want to apply the conditioner right on dry hair. This is one of those continuous spray bottles, which I love, because look at that, drenched. I didn't have to pump a lot, well, excessively a lot. And what I'm doing right here is really just saturating this part of my hair, but you can already see, like, look at these ends. Got to go. And obviously this is going to take off some of my length, but that's okay. Because I'm more worried about, like, the health of my hair. I'm actually going to go ahead and split this into more sections once I get it a little bit more saturated. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this into 2 sections. So now that we have our smaller section, what we want to do after this is nice and saturated is go ahead and detangle some more, starting at the root, working your way down to the end. May need a little bit more. This is what I mean. It's just time. Listen to your hair, people. Listen to your. So now I'm gonna take some of this tea tree conditioner. And apply this to my hair. Okay, so now that I have the product in my hair, I like to pull it out to the side and see what it's working with. I mean, you can also grab a comb, but I'm just gonna do my fingers. And I can see the parts that I want to trim off, so what I'm gonna do is get my shears. You wanna use shears and not regular scissors. And I'm going to just pull this out. I mean, I can even break it down into more sections. And see this? It's gotta go. It's time. I've been getting scissor happy, so I really only have to do this when it needs it. And I can just see the hair that needs to come off. And then I run my fingers through it and see how the ends feel to me. And they feel good. Oh yes. So I'm just gonna take my other clip and put it on here until I get through the next section. And then you want to do the same thing to this section. I mean, you can even break it into 3 sections, which I think I might do depending on how I'm feeling. Tea tree oil. Apply that. You really want to make sure the roots are getting untangled as well, because I want to make sure it's as straight as possible. Although the good thing about like the curl by curl, I know I'm not doing curl by curl, but these sections are small enough to where like I'll still have a good enough shape that I don't mind. I mean, like when I straighten my hair, then we'll see what we need to do to even it out, but this is just how you can make sure. Alright, so it's all detangled. Now you want to just see how it's feeling. And all this has to go. Okay. You want to run your fingers through it again. You can see that it's already like curling better. Then you want to just go ahead and add that to this section, and then do the last section within this section. Alright, last section for me is really the root. It's just like, oof, dry. So I'm gonna add some more water. Okay, so after I take it out to the side and I see kind of like where I want to snip, bring it to the front, and we get rid of it. I'm low-key cutting off a lot, but that's okay. Because it's my fault. Like, when you neglect your hair, you have to get rid of, you just have to get rid of it, you know? So that's okay, because it'll grow back and I'll hit the length that I want. So, here we have it. As you can see, it already feels so much better. Just getting rid of all those ends. And you want to go ahead and twist this up. And so when I do 4 quadrants, I'm gonna wash in 4 quadrants. So I'm gonna start with this one because this one would have had the most time to marinate in the step. And then I'm going to take it one step further and band to it, knot it up. And this will keep it ready until I'm ready to get in the shower. So I'm gonna go finish the other 3 sections off camera because, as you saw, that took a little bit of time. And then I'll come back and show you all 4 bands. Hey y'all, I'm back. So I just went ahead and finished all 4 sections, and let me tell you, my hair is already feeling so much better. Like, I just can't even believe that this is my hair right now. So doing your hair in sections really does play it off. I mean, trimming your ends, you know, clarifying. So now that I got all of these sections done, this is the apple cider vinegar and water mix. That I showed you all. You want to go ahead and start by just spraying this at your roots down your hair shaft, and you really want to scrub it into your roots. Depending on how my scalp feels, I may or may not go in with an additional shampoo. But apple cider vinegar does have a strong smell, but usually when I do my deep conditioner or my conditioner, the smell goes away, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's not a reason for me to condition. But the reason for me to condition is to, depending on just how my scalp feels after I use the apple cider vinegar. But the apple cider vinegar usually just gets the job done. So once I'm done with the apple cider vinegar, I'm going to go ahead and put in my hair mask. And if you see my last video telling you to read the product label, we're going to read the back of this product label and see how long it tells us to keep it in for. And that's the amount of time I'm going to leave it in for. So leave on for 10 to 15 minutes. That's so crazy because that is not really a long period of time, but that's the time that I'm going to follow. And then I'm going to get out and do the rest of my routine. Before I style my hair, I will show you the end result just to show you how my hair is just like absorbing the product a lot better, how my hair is looking, explain to you how it's feeling so that you can get the full experience. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put product in my hair, but I wanted to come on your hair and show y'all this is what my hair looks like with no product. Okay, no product at all, and all I did was cleanse, deep condition, and use some of the apple cider vinegar to do a clarifying mask. And let me clarifying rinse, and let me tell you, that stuff really works. Really happy with the results. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the product. Hey y'all, so I'm back. I went ahead and just used this cute scrunchie to pull my hair back because that's usually how I let it dry, just so it has a little bit more length and the shrinkage isn't as real. But overall, I'm super satisfied with the trim, the clarifying, the deep, the protein treatment, the products I used, the conditioner. Everything was just a success. So if you like more videos like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, and leave a comment down below and let me know which step in this process you're going to be trying in your next wash day routine. And I'll see you in my next upload. Toodles.